Hi everybody, I'm going to try and make this short and sweet. Go through the kits for the wollemi opals v2.2 flat lap machine that Vince has came up with a design to turn it into more like the new v3 machine for those that have got the v2.2 and want to convert it. So I've not even got the v3 yet, but I'm happy with my 2.2, the new anyway, so I'm going to print myself a kit as well. But I've got 5 orders here from people. You'll know who you are if you're watching this. So it's basically just a show and tell video. I'm going to try and keep the video down a wee bit because it takes ages to edit and upload onto YouTube. But I'll show you the tools you need. I'll show you how it's going to come packed, and each piece I'll show you what's what and how it goes on the machine and other stuff. And then I'll show you, like, I don't have the 6-inch sanding pads for the Velcro attachment yet, but I'll show you everything. Right, let's see. Right, here's my machine. I've not got it plugged in yet. Maybe plug it in a minute and show you a wee spinny it, but I'm not going to put water on it now. This is just to show everybody. This is how your kit will come, unless I'm offering people some rough Scottish material, agates and such. Unless you order agate too, this is roughly how it will come in the box with all the pieces. And I've intentionally put it all together just so it fits nice. But let's start taking out all the bits, and then I'll put you on the tripod there and we'll convert my machine. Right, first off, I've got the cutting disc arbor, and that's the bolt housing for it. Right, we've got the 18mm quick change arbor for the diamond polishing discs, because some of the discs are 18mm inside diameter. I think these wee ones are, but you get the more common 12mm. You get 2 of them, so you can set up 2 different grits while you're polishing. The nut and the bolt out of this one of these you can use for that. Then we've got the buffing disc alignment tool. It's just for aligning it so it's nice and neat. These will be sent like this. This is your Velcro arbor thing, and that on there, you need to take that off. Remember and take this off. Try and do this with one hand just to make it easier to pack, because this is your sanding disc alignment tool which goes along with that. And then, like I say, you've got your Velcro attachment. I'll set that there now. I'll show you them in a minute. And the last big bit is the extended splash guard. This is your main arbor quick change hex, which you'll exchange for the ones that's on that. That's important, that bit. This is, I'll show you in a minute, that is for these short arbors. They're basically, there's one of each, 12 and 18. They're basically them, but smaller. So you could use it technically the way that is the new with this. Well, I'll show you that in a minute. Put that there. Keep that there because we need that. Right, the only tools you'll need to do this is 2 Allen keys. If you've not got any Allen keys or can't get them for whatever reason, just let me know. I think I've got some spares. I've not got loads, but so if you really can't get them, let me know and I'll put them in for you. But let's have a put you on this stand and we'll convert my machine. Let's try and set you up somewhere. Put all these back in there now. I've got somewhere to sit all this. Make sure you can see alright. Bring my machine over. Right, zoom in a wee bit. Right, first what we need to do is, you can take that off first. Take your old arbor nut off. Keep all this stuff because if you ever want to revert it to the v2.2, you can do that. There's a wee tiny nut and bolt in here. I think I've already loosened this one. You just get your smallest Allen key. Be sure not to lose the nut because it's tiny. Take that out. Pull your T-bar off your arbor. Try and prick your tiny wee nut up. Excuse the camera work. And then this is where your new hexagon piece comes in. You'll slot the wee nut in there like that. And these might be a bit tight first time going on here. You can use a wee bit of oil or something, but what you can do is you can attach your quick change long arbors and just gently, while supporting the motor from underneath, make sure that they're lining up with the holes. Obviously just give that a wee push down and then take your long arbor off, and hopefully that should be lined up in there. If it's not, you can take your wee Allen key, give it a wee turn. That should be alright. Put your bolt in. And just a quick FYI, these are plastic, so obviously you don't need to over tighten them. You don't want to end up breaking the plastic. It's just a safety thing anyway. Just needs to be snug and no more, doesn't need to be major tight. Give this a wee tighten down. And you'll never really need to take this off unless you're reverting it back to the original machine. If anybody's got any questions or you want to buy one of these kits, then you just let me know. If we're not friends and you mail me on Facebook, It might go into message requests, so bear with me, I will check. But if you can't get me there, just get me on Vince's wollemi opals Facebook page, or maybe even through him. He'll give you my number and you can get me on WhatsApp to order one. Aye. Right. Remember your two 12mm hard disk quick change arbor things. You always need to make sure that, see how this is sticking out, that goes through that way. You always need to make sure that you line this hole up with them, or else it doesn't go right down. And once you've done it a couple of times, you'll know, you'll be able to do it easily. And these parts might be a bit tight to start with. First time you put them on like that, nice and snug, and that's that seated right down. And you just take it off. Always make sure it lines up. So that's that on. Like I said, you get two of them for the 12mm inside diameter flat lap discs, which are more common, I think, than the bigger 18mm ones. So take this off. Get your Allen key. The wee nut's actually seated. Vince has printed it, so there's a wee hole here, and the nut's just sitting in there. And say you wanted your wee 6-inch flat lap disc on, put that on, chuck that in, while holding the arbor underneath. Same again with this, doesn't need to be really tight, as long as it's snug. That'll not be going anywhere. Perfect. So you wanted that one, and you get your splash guard extender, click that down. The only thing I've seen with the upgrade kit that you might, if you want this flat, some people might like this totally flat to do the work. I don't. I always have it up almost vertical, but the old water system bumps up against this extended splash guard. So what I might do, Vince has gave me the print file for the water tower for the V3, which is totally independent to the machine. I'll speak to him about maybe if he doesn't mind me getting the file for this old water part, and I can just tinker it and just literally just take this bit out, so it's just that plain bracket there, if you wanted to do that. But if it doesn't bother you, then that's fine. And then this could be took off for just the exact same bracket apart from without this bulky bit. It just can slant up like that, and then it'll be able to go flat. If he doesn't mind me doing that, I'll offer them brackets and the water tower, which you can move about anywhere. But like I says, you don't need it. I use my machine like that, not quite, but that, say 45-degree angle or something. So the original water dripper will work just fine. Where is it? It's up here. Seconds. Aye, so that'll just work fine for me. I might eventually get the big water tower. That's the only thing I've seen that people might, if they like doing it flat, they might have an issue with. But Vince is a really good guy. He's not gonna not allow me to do that for people, I don't think. Get you. I don't know why I'm doing this actually, I keep forgetting it's quick change, so you don't need to do it while it's on. How neat's that? Forgetting it's quick change. So if you wanted to change to, say, your Velcro attachment, I'm probably making this more difficult than what it should be. Just use the Allen key, Damien. Right, that's that out. Take your disc off. Just pop that back in there so you don't lose it. Remember you've got that 18mm one as well, which for some reason I don't know if you would get the 18mm inside diameter flat lap discs, but maybe somewhere else in the world you might get them. But what I noticed is I've got wee 4-inch ones that I got. They do fit that. So you've got the option, and if you need more of these, if your inside diameter of your flat laps are like that, if you need more, just let me know. I can always print you more of them. So you've only got one of these. Just leave that there then. Right, say you wanted to put your Velcro attachment on. Splash guard fits perfect. Same again with all the quick change attachments. You need to line that up with the protruding bolt there. But once you get it lined up, just pushes on. You can put all your stuff back. Right, if you've got the 6-inch sanding pads, you use this alignment tool, which you would just pop on there like that and hold it in place, and then drop your sanding pad on, and it centres it so that it's not off centre. You can even do it. You could do it with that off. It actually fits over the. Fits perfectly over the thingy. Velcro attachment. Same again. Maybe better doing this with it off. Whoa! I'm dropping it everywhere. Everything's a bit tight because it's new. There you go. So if you put your sanding disc on, whack that on first. Put it on, or you can put the sanding disc on with that off. Drop your sanding disc on and just hold it. Pull that off. If you wanted to put 5-inch buffing pad for the final polish, just hold that on there like so and drop it down till it's centred. You don't want it off centre because it's going to cause unnecessary vibrations. And also Vince was telling me that you do not need to have the machine up full bung with a 5-inch buffing pad because they're quite heavy compared to the sanding discs. If you've got this machine up full bung with that on, and if it's not centred, it's going to vibrate all over the place unless you've got your flat lap hanging bolted to the bench, but even then it's going to vibrate. But you don't need to have it right up full power. For the final polish, you don't even want to be halfway, half power. It's just like, if I don't know if you're using cerium oxide or whatever, but don't need it up full. So that's the Velcro attachment. I'll put that back in the box with the other parts. And I've showed you the long attachments. Next I'll show you the cutting disc arbor. I've not got any small cutting discs. My saw is 14-inch, which is huge, but this is a cutting disc arbor. What you'll do is you'll get your other long arbor and steal the nut and bolt off it. And same again, this might be tight because it's brand new. Push that in. Just use your Allen key. Push it right into the back. And just let's pretend, right, that this... Oh no, we can't. I've not even got anything that we can pretend is a cutting disc, but cutting disc would tend to be that. I think that's like 22mm inside diameter. So say you've got your cutting disc on there. You put your... Sorry, I'm not even doing that on camera. Put your bolt housing on. I've just went and put the wrong one on there, didn't I? Silly me. Aye. This has its own bolt housing that actually goes over. So you make sure it's that one and not the one that sits up. Put your bolt in. And then whack it on. And same again, these lines here, these lugs on the side correspond to the main arbor nut and bolt. Line that up and just push it on. And then obviously your disc would be on here. If I was cutting, I wouldn't have put this on. I would just tip it right up as far as it can go and cut to the side. You can do wee slabs, you can just trim cabochons or whatever. You can have it up like that. This is experimental, as Vince has probably already told you. But it's amazing that it gives us an opportunity to have a wee trim saw as well as a flat lap. So you take your nut and the bolt. You can just leave it in there because you're really going to have to use that that other long one. Might not have to use it at all. Get something to pull this out. Right. Look, the other bolt housing for your 18mm thing. fits on nicely, but it will not fit on your cutting disc arbor, but that one will. So make sure you can keep that with that. And then put your nut and bolt back in. And that. I'm gonna try to keep this video short, but looks like that might not happen. Next is, say you wanted to keep the machine kinda as it was. You get your old nut for the arbor. Just drop that nut out, and then you've got two of these in there, which are short versions of the long quick change arbors, just in case you wanted to use them. So you snap that on. Same again, these will be really tight to start off with, so probably best using a wee bit of oil or something. And then this part is for your nut off your old one. I'll just get a wee disc. Just pop your disc on, and it works just the same as your old one. Same again, I keep doing this way off. This is why we do these videos really, innit? I keep doing this with the quick change thing on. Don't need to do that. You can have it off, makes it easier. Oh no, you can't. Not with this bit. Never mind. Right, never mind. So we put that on. And you're going to have to... These are experimental. These. But you can just about get your fingers underneath the flat lap there. And just hold it. Stop the motor from spinning while you're doing that. I don't know how one would combat that. Stop that spinning. But like Vince says, the wee short arbors, these are experimental, so just an add-on that you can try out to see if you like it. But it works just fine if you can get your hand in there and just hold the shaft of the motor so it stops spinning, and then you can literally just use this as you did. Like normal. Take it off. Same again, just hold the motor, stop it spinning. Pop that off. Pop you've got a 12mm and an 18mm, one of them, just like your quick change long ones. And I think that's about it. Hopefully the video isn't too long. I'm going to put these parts back in this box. Take this back off because this is actually for a customer. Right, the only problem I might foresee is having is when you first get them, I'll reiterate, the parts will be tight. So to get this main hex arbor piece on, just pop it in one of your quick change arbors first, and then line it up with the holes before you push it down, and then just gently push it down until you can see through where the nut and the bolt goes. I'm going to print myself one of these kits anyway. And if you're one of these 5 people that's got the kit off me, like I says about the water tower, if you want to go for that, or if you're not fussed, it doesn't matter, but if you want to go for the water tower that is independent to the machine, just give me a wee mail. I've got the file for it, I can send it out. See, once you convert your machine, you'll no need to take that off again. That'll stay on. Oh, I'll just say, make sure that this hole for the main arbor piece is offset to the bottom of this. Make sure that that's facing down. Don't do it that way, because then your quick change bits will no go on. Make sure you do it so that that's closest to the motor. That. Hopefully, I'm not really good at these show and tell videos, but hopefully that's been sufficient enough. Quickly put this back together for you to change yours, but if you have any issues doing it yourself, just let me know and I'll even video call you or whatever and help you out. But aye, maybe been a wee bit long-winded the video, but I think you get a gist. And if you're one of the people that's got them and you want to do this, just pause the video where you need to. Even comment on the video if there's bits that I've not explained properly, and I'll get back to you, or mail me. If you've watched this far, thanks for your patience, and hopefully that'll get you up and going. I shall catch you later, thank you. Right, all the way through that video there, I was blabbering on about you get 2 different sizes, and I was saying 16 and 12, 18 and 12, sorry, but it's 16 and 12. And I neglected to tell you that when you get your cutting disc arbor, you also put the nut off the old arbor, nut thing. Put the nut in there like you would do with the short arbors, and then pop it inside like that, and then tighten that onto the machine. It will not move. And obviously put your small M5 nut and bolt in the top for your cutting disc. But besides that, I think I've caught everything. Got to apologise yet again, I'm not really good at this explaining stuff, but a wee bit of help for Vince. I think I've covered just about everything. If I've missed anything or whatever, I'm sure Vince will let me know and I'll pass it on. But cheers. Right bro, this is what I was talking about. I managed to get the files printed that you sent. So that's that for the short arbors in it. That's the 18mm ones. But what I found was, see the bolt housing for them, they fit that. I don't know if that was intended, but they fit that. So will I just tell them that, because I've obviously put one in for the cutting disc, I'll just tell them that's what that's for. And then obviously you've got this for the short arbors. That one and that one. Is that right?